Since he wore purple all the time, could we legally call him the Grapist?
That's why everyone going with the Mephisto theories. I was like,
Constantly, that's just the
That's
entirety
fine.
of his miniseries, looking for a shoe.
Hello, everybody, and welcome back to another fine addition to the happy 616th Marvel family. Today, we are going to be talking about a very beloved and perhaps very, would you say infamous character?
Maybe,
yeah.
yeah.
I'd say it's a bit up in the air with it because he's not exactly a hero, and he's not exactly an anti-hero, and he's not exactly a villain. He's kind of an enigma.
Yeah.
Depending on who writes them. Okay. So today's topic is a love/hate. Who do we love/hate? And today that character is the Hulk. Or it should probably say like what's his name? The Grand Master. The Incredible Hulk. And you can't hear the Hulk part.
Yes.
the Hulk wants to stop his own marketing.
Oh man.
Hulk gets to say Hulk. Hulk gets top billing.
It's in his contract.
Yeah. Yeah, nobody else can say Hulk except for Hulk.
It's one of those weird rules.
That's why Edward Norton was let go from the Incredible Hulk series.
Oh man.
Only he could say Hulk, and he didn't want anybody else saying it.
Dang. Oh, what could have been?
What could have been? But unfortunately, we may never see the light of day of what could have been. But
Yeah.
oh well, it doesn't matter. All that matters is that we're getting movies about Doctor Strange and Spider-Man, and that's all anybody seems to care about. But
Oh yeah.
we don't necessarily care about that today. Today we care about the Hulk and everything that is related to the Hulk. So right now I have put up my wheel. Currently, right now, it's the Wheel of Fortune, because we're going to find out who is my favorite person of the day.
Ooh.
My favorite person of the day gets to go first about how they feel. Do they love? Do they hate? Maybe a little bit of both.
Ooh.
Do they adore the Incredible Hulk? So let's see who is going to talk first. And today, my favorite person is going to be Victor.
Hey.
Hello!
Woohoo.
I'm, of course, the X-Man Victor. I'm back with my Hulk opinions.
Yes.
Alright.
And remember the rule: you have to either say you either love or hate the Hulk, but you have to say it in a funny way.
Alright. You know who I love? Incredible Hulk.
Ooh.
What I really love about him, because he's one of my favorite superheroes, of all time here.
Ooh.
And the thing that makes him such an amazing character is that not only is it not really just a dual personality story, but it's one of this guy his own sense of self-loathing, not just of himself, but his consequences upon the world at large. And it's an interesting dynamic that is very, very relatable. But he's also very sympathetic of his own unique journeys. Of what he's faced as both Banner and the Hulk, because the Hulk himself has been quite a lonely dude, lonely jolly green giant.
Lonely jolly green giant that breaks everything.
He does break a lot of things, but he is his own reasons for it. He's just really used to people and mostly wants to get away from them, which I feel.
He's just like me.
Yeah, which is kind of a weird remark on my own life, more than it is
funny that you
relatability to
say
Hulk.
that. It's funny that you say that because from most people I've met, that apparently seems to be the most relatable trait to the Incredible Hulk that people find by relating to him. It's like, oh yeah, he's fine with people. Doesn't mean he wants to be around them.
Yeah. Yeah, it is a trait it he embodies. Like Dr. Bruce Banner is the mind, but the Hulk is still has his own thoughts and feelings on matters. Doesn't mean he likes to show them. He's often very closed off, but so is Banner himself. Which allows the similarities of seeing elements that are both one and the same of the two of them, but also vastly different. And like that's the irony. They see a lot of each other in the other one, and like just like with like people who see a lot of elements that they hate about themselves, they like with the Bruce Banner and the Hulk, they have that as well. Each other, they hate each other, but often they have to get along in order to exist in the world.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And yeah.
No, yeah. I'm sorry. Go ahead. Keep talking. Do it.
Oh, no, it's fine.
Now.
I wanted to hear what you had to say there.
No, I completely agree. Yeah, it's like basically like two people that are kind of like chipped together, that are more alike than the other would like to admit, but they have to basically get along if they want to survive, which is a bit tough for the Hulk because like in most interpretations he's basically immortal and he can't really die. So I think it's just having to find some kind of catharsis or some kind of understanding eventually down the line to where they can finally accept each other to be like one full person. And I think that's a really great character flaw that could lead up to like a lot of good and interesting character arcs if they're done properly for depending on the interpretation of who is writing the Hulk at the time.
Yeah. Exactly.
I mean, obviously it's different, just like with all comic characters. The Hulk especially, like compared to our last episode on this matter with Charles Xavier, the X-Men runs, while, different and contrasting from each other, Charles is often characterized the same way each time, mostly. But Bruce Banner and the Hulk, yeah, that is a bit more of a difference. Can often either be the obstacle or the ace in the hole of a story.
Yeah.
Which often makes him, quite unstoppable. Which is, so, I also like that and that power also comes with its own dangers. That he is all powerful, but it does not always help him out. Sometimes it can be the thing that rocks the boat in a given situation.
Well, yeah, not just that, but like also it's not like a Superman situation to where like Superman purposely like holds back, like he has to like remain under control throughout like continuously. Otherwise, like anybody could get hurt or just killed, and it's just a roll of the dice.
Indeed, like with Marvel comics, you don't really have a Superman situation.
Yeah,
It's like with like our anti-hero discussion, like is displayed differently. And with the Hulk, that is definitely the case. Like typically, an unstoppable character, like like Legion or like like the Sentry, any of these unstoppable beings, you typically don't see them that often on a major superhero team. Like they do show up, like they are part of their dynamics, and it freshens things up on occasion, not in the same way the Hulk does.
yeah.
Where like For one thing, he pops out. Typically, these characters, either just wearing typical clothing, or like wearing this other superhero suit that your standard tights and affairs there. The Hulk is this big green monster. He does not wear a costume. The most iconic piece of apparel that he wears is purple pants. Which become shorts when he wears them.
It won't stretch out.
Yeah, that always bothered me. I'm glad that the Incredible Hulk movie touched upon this, where like he's like purposely looking for stretchy pants, because if all of his clothes are breaking and he gets that huge, that all of that should be gone. Like,
Exactly.
no clothing whatsoever. But we can't show a big green penis to the kiddies. There.
Darn.
They did actually in World War Hulk after World War Hulk and Planet Hulk when. I think actually this was also done in Civil War 2. When he crashes down, there is a shadowed crotch area as the Hulk does crash down naked.
Perfect.
I mean, I remember vaguely
2 times.
from the Hulk movie that what's his name, Eric Bana, where he plays Bruce Banner. That they do get him naked, but you only see his butt, and they also do that in Thor Ragnarok too,
Yeah.
like getting from a jacuzzi, but it's not like a situation of like the metamorphosis into the Hulk. It's more like either it happens later on or he purposely gets naked because he wants to, but it's not like when he like grows bigger. It's like, oh look, there's still the pants. Why is that still there? Oh, I get it, because he has a tiny... No! Hulk is strongest one there is!
Oh man.
Oh.
Sorry, Mr. Hulk.
This is why we need another Hulk solo movie to address this.
We'll get the kid from Iron Man 3 that Tony Stark was like brushing off the entire time, and like he's the one who teams up with the Hulk, and like he's always like talking a big game, but every time the Hulk gets angry, it's, oh sorry, Mr. Hulk.
Basically just a way to ignore Rick Jones.
Rick Jones on.
Rick Jones is really, really young for no reason.
Yeah, I think the funny thing about the pants, that's another thing I love about him. This is something that I initially thought was just like a headcanon, but then like I realized is actually true in canon. About the purple pants, the reason he grabs purple pants specifically is because the Hulk himself actually loves wearing purple.
Really?
Yep.
I don't remember reading anything about that. I mean, I remember where it describes the Hulk, especially like from Stan Lee. He says, well, the reason why he's green and he's purple is because green.
Yeah, outside of the universe, it's because like those are typically colors associated with the villain, which is also amazing. Out of universe reason for it, like you don't really have that central color theory dynamics aside from like these iconic characters, and yeah. There's one thing the Hulk is, even being an anti-hero sort of placement.
But you're saying that the Hulk actually likes wearing purple? That's like his favorite color?
Yep.
Huh. I never knew that.
This is more stuff explained in like cartoons rather than in the comics themselves. But yeah, that was something that was like, oh my god, this is the best idea.
Why does he wear purple pants? Hulk likes purple.
That's so
okay. You sure you don't want a uniform? Hulk wears purple. Okay. Whatever you want, pal.
It's funny because in the Incredible Hulk movie, like Bruce Banner was like against the purple, so it's like another example of their differences.
Oh, that'd actually be pretty funny if it turns out like Bruce Banner says that he doesn't like the color purple, but Hulk knows this, so he wears purple just to spite Banner.
Oh yeah, it's not a case where he actually likes it. It's just the fact that he just knows that Bruce Banner wouldn't.
Yes.
I think that's hilarious.
Him liking it also just like gives him like more of his own unique personality traits, which is
Yeah, that's true.
always good for Hulk.
Yeah.
You see them like arguing in a clothing store, and the changing room mirror, about which one they're going to be putting on for the day.
That'd be funny if like Hulk is like in jeans, right? And then he doesn't want to wear the jeans, so he like goes to like I don't know, like Macy's or something. Just walks in, people are just like giving him like these like terrified stares, and he's like, hi sir, can I help you? Purple pants. Wear purple pants. Right there, sir. Right there. Thank you. Goes in the changing room. Doesn't even like bother opening the doors. Just walks through the walls. Like,
Oh god.
Yep. It also explains why it always is purple. I mean, with the
Yeah.
exception of a few like panels and like of course the Avengers movies, which changed it to beige.
Yeah.
Like where there's the shirt is purple, but like the pants are just beige.
well, yeah, but I noticed that they in Age of Ultron that they actually like they incorporate a little bit of purple in the pants. But I don't.
Yeah.
It could be like beige on like the big screen, but I remember seeing like in the promotional stuff, like it's an Avengers logo pair of shorts, but like every time you see like the toys or like the magazines, like they turn out to be like a dark purple.
For Age of Ultron, there was no beige there. I was talking about the first Avengers movie, but Age of Ultron changed it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I think he changed more to like a, your average like jeans or something when at the end of the film when just some guy just tosses him some and he crashes down.
I've got some extra pair of jeans for special occasions like this. Whenever giant green men bust through the building that I have to take care of. By the way, are you an alien?
Yeah, just janitors just keep jeans wherever they go.
I mean, it's New York. I mean, the unexpected always happens. You got to be prepared.
Yep. You got to prepare when you need to toss people some jeans.
Yeah, exactly. It's a good janitor right there.
Very courteous janitor.
They're the ones who hide in the shadows. They're kind of like the saviors that we need, but not the ones we need right now.
Oh, that's true.
For clothing malfunctions.
It'll be like a secret society of janitors, like in John Wick, where there's like a secret society of assassins, and like they all hide in like certain places, like in plain sight, or like say like hobos that are actually assassins, but janitors are really good clothes designers.
Yes.
And they go by like stage names, like Victoria's Secret.
Oh, that's perfect.
All right. I think he's very much like this and complex too of like his abuse of course being what triggers this alternate persona of him in the Hulk, innermost origins of a completely new person created from grief and anger. That also, is very interesting with both Banner and the Hulk, that there is some of Banner in him and some of the Hulk and Banner. Sometimes that creates one and the same in quite a few occasions.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, especially like when they can't decide on who's gonna take the form, like in Infinity War.
One just pieces.
I think that'd be pretty funny if like they actually did something like that to where they're trying to figure out like Bruce Banner's trying to get the Hulk out, but he's like refusing. So Banner is just like using that to his advantage, to where like every time like his fist gets really big and like turns green, he like uses that to like punch whatever like bad guy he's facing, and then like Hulk like figures out like how to use like Banner's anatomy to like dodge things quicker or like scoot through things like tiny things. I think
Yeah, that'd be
pretty
an
fascinating,
interesting. Like obviously it'd need to be like a one-off tale because like
oh yeah.
basically at that point, they just perfected their dynamic. There's no longer
It's all good now,
any
no
conflict
conflict.
in their powers.
Yeah, yeah.
It would be cool for like a one-off story of like sort of like with Superior Iron Man, where like he had his ultimate kind of power over the whole world. Like that would be Banner at his ultimate power, even beyond just Immortal Hulk that they've done recently.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Um,
it have to be like a one-time joke kind of thing.
Yeah.
I don't think even just a one-time joke. It could be a full-on serious arc, but like it would have to be a one-off, not the same.
Yeah.
Such like an OP ability. That he does have the best of both worlds, but he's not playing Godfather. Yeah, I think those are like the things that really solidify him as a character I love. It's the dynamic of his multiple personas, the unlimited strength with the cost, the personality stemming from the abuse of his youth, all really forms together into what I love really about the good old giant.
Yeah. Absolutely. Absolutely. Very well put. Yes, you very summed up the Hulk and Dr. Banner quite well, I must say.
I agree. I really like your perspective on how you view the Hulk. Speaking of, would you consider the Hulk to be more of like a good guy, or would you consider him more like a bad guy, or maybe like just neither?
I would say like Dr. Banner himself, and some of the Hulk as well on the given moment. Does ultimately want to do the right thing in their own screwed up way, which a villain does as well. Plenty of them want to take over the world, but have some deep reason behind it. I think Dr. Banner does have that realization between them. Probably because he fights said villains that have said monologues about that like so many times.
Sort of seeped into his mind.
He knows about him. He knows how many times the leader has made that speech justifying what he does or not. But yeah, I think he leans closer to Hero than anything. But the ultimate dynamic between the two of them is probably something more in between.
Well, yeah. Thank you for sharing that with us. I was gonna say something, but I completely forgot what I was gonna say. So, well, if you have nothing else you'd like to express about the Hulk, I believe we will move on to the Wheel of Torture. Does that sound fine with you?
Yep. Actually, there is one brief pick on the dude that I just realized.
Why didn't you say so, Victor?
It'll be brief compared to the last one. I did not really have anything for the hate portion, but I do have one thing that I realized during this whole weird thing. Some of the tangents that we're in. Know what I hate? Dr. Bruce Banner. Here's why. But yeah, the rude thing that I want to note with the things that I hate about old Bruce is like the whole act that like his whole dynamic with the Avengers and everything sort of conflicting to his ultimate goal of course, trying to stay away from people, not wanting to, getting killed, but he automatically gets trapped into it. Both minds cannot make up their own minds on it, whether individually or combined, on statuses on that matter, and even with the alternate personalities, you gotta stay consistent on your stuff. That is my complaint with Dr. Bruce Banner, that he is not consistent with himself in some ways.
Yeah,
And,
that's
Yeah, I agree. In most iterations, is that the word?
yeah.
Iterations. Okay. I'd say in most iterations, it could just be to writing because they don't want to get rid of the Hulk or anything. But yeah, it just seems like to me Bruce Banner either doesn't. It's not that he's lazy, but is kind of afraid to deal with the Hulk in the sense of finding peace with him. That, or it never crosses his mind to find peace with the Hulk. It just seems like rather it's a disease. I got to get rid of it, so I got to go all over the place to figure out how to kill this virus. And it doesn't seem like it really touches upon it until say Endgame. Although we missed the entire story for that. Bruce does say well, I stopped thinking of the Hulk like a virus and start thinking more like a cure, kind of I'd say a step in evolution, kind of with Beast in First Class. It's that's what he was supposed to become, and because Bruce Banner was mutated into the Hulk, that's eventually what he was supposed to evolve to, since he became quote unquote infected.
It's a whole struggle with him, but sometimes he can be inconsistent with his own struggle, and same thing with the other side of the Hulk. But yeah, that's the only point that I had on the heat meter. I don't really hate the dude.
He's a nice guy.
I had more points on that when it came to Charles, which I feel bad for that dude. But yeah.
Okay. All right. Well, thank you very much again for sharing what you love and hate about the Incredible Hulk. Now we are going to move on to the next person, who is going to be my least favorite person of the day.
Oh yeah.
By the wheel of fortune. And today, my least favorite person is going to be Christopher.
Yes. Oh, I love it. I'm so honored. Thank you.
I think this is the first time you became my least favorite person. I can't exactly.
I think
remember.
so too. I've really messed up today, and I'm willing to own up to it.
You've been a very, very naughty boy. Now it's time for you to play the piano.
All right, piano time. Let's do it.
So tell us, what do you think about Bruce Banner or the Hulk? Do you hate him? Do you love him? What do you like? What about him? Put some. What about the Hulk do you like?
Do you know what I hate about the Hulk? I really just feel burning passion, fading. Nothing. I freaking love the guy. He's freaking amazing. Of course. It's so good.
I thought. I could have sworn that he was turning green for a minute.
I was a little green. I'm gonna be honest with you. It's just a little green.
His voice changed. It got deeper for some reason.
Everyone with a deep voice is secretly the Hulk.
It's true. It's true. Oh God, gotta look out for Kevin Conroy. He's crazy.
Yeah.
That'd be an interesting take to hear the Hulk voiced by Kevin Conroy, but it's Professor Hulk.
Man, that'd be interesting. Yeah, we should do that. I'll call him up tomorrow. See what he's got going on.
Hey, Kevin, I know you're stuck doing Batman again for the umpteenth time, but we were wondering if you want to do the Hulk. Yes.
Of course.
Okay, I'll send you the script. Send it now.
He's just always wanted to play the Hulk, just his entire life. Oh.
Yep, maybe.
Batman was just a cover-up, just because he secretly wanted to play the Hulk.
I'm tired of this Batman stuff. I want to be the Hulk.
And he like sends like live filmed auditions. It's like, yeah, Kevin,
You got
it's
the
a
role.
voice role. You don't have to move or anything. I want to be the Hulk. And he's like breaking everything in his house.
Oh, he's very dedicated, that Kevin. I gotta admire that about him.
Man.
Oh.
But yeah, what do you like slash
Oh.
love about or hate about the Hulk? I'm confused in my words.
Yes, for one, I gotta say green. Green is a cool color. Green is in this season, so the Hulk in this season, great, fantastic. But I also love, of course, that dynamic that, Victor, of course, you were talking about. This sort of like, if you will, this is sort of Jekyll and Hyde dynamic. You've got the good boy living with the bad boy. They're stuck together. They have to work together. They're forced to sort of see eye to eye whenever possible, even though they both have different goals and different life ambitions and stuff like that. But sort of forced in this situation. And of course, there's a lot of fantastic stories too involving the Hulk. Even in and out of comics, there's so many great stuff. Like I was looking for this. I was researching some Hulk stuff, for the Hulk episode, of course. And there's this great series. It's not really. It's kind of a series. It's like, I don't know how to describe it really, but Jeff Loeb and Tim Sale team up once again, and they made 4 volumes. Focusing on different characters. Of course, you got the most famous one, Spider-Man Blue. Then you also have Daredevil Yellow and Captain America White and Hulk Gray, of course. All of them are sort of like retrospectives on their stories throughout the years. Basically, like sort of their origin stories and stuff like that, and sort of their early tales and whatnot. Sort of retread to bring it back into modern thought, I suppose. I guess I don't know. With some dialogue and sort of commentary on the whole sort of stories and stuff like that. And it's interesting, like the way they do it is like sort of talking to their past loved ones and stuff like that. Like, of course, Spider-Man is talking to Gwen, and Daredevil is talking to Karen Page, and I think Cap is talking to Bucky. And then you have Hulk, Bruce Banner, talking, of course, to Betty, but also sort of reflecting on his relationship with, Thunderbolt Ross himself, too. So it's really fascinating, too, that the other ones are mainly focused on the sort of one quote-unquote love interest, or just person they really care about. Who's to say, maybe Cap does love Bucky more as a friend, who knows? But, it's fascinating tales, really quite well done, like I said before, for Long Halloween, we do have, Jeff Loeb, sort of a little bit of a controversial figure, but it's Tim Sale though. That guy is pretty awesome. And say what you will about Jeff Loeb, he's a pretty good storyteller when he wants to be. But he has some problems too. But yeah. Those are.
You said that.
Oh,
I like how you said that. It's like Jeff Loeb is actually a kind of a controversial character.
Yeah, there's a little problem, man. There's a few skeletons in this closet. He may have murdered a few people. No,
He may have, but nobody's ever proved
it.
it.
It's fine. It's perfectly fine. But yeah, he's little racist stuff. But he's got some good comics, though. At least that's at least something. Gotta look at the positives, I suppose. But
You gotta separate the art from the artist.
yeah, exactly. Yeah. Yeah. But yeah, Hulk Gray is really good. It's sort of retells his origin story and looks back at some of his earlier issues in the comics. Comic issues, not like mental issues or like characteristic issues. It's cool, good stuff. Also,
he has those too.
He does.
Yeah.
He really does, too. So that's also present too. Multiple issues and multiple meanings there. But yeah, there's so many great stories with Hulk. Of course, World War Hulk and Planet Hulk and stuff like that. And also, of course, you've got like outside of comics too. Of course, some cool stuff in the MCU. But Earth's Mightiest Heroes has got some pretty interesting Hulk stuff too. Like the way they handle Hulk, I think is pretty awesome. Where Banner agrees to to be Hulk if he does good and stuff like that. So that's pretty cool. And like you see Banner in different ways, like when Hulk looks in the mirror or like in a puddle or something, you can see Banner sometimes. I think it's pretty awesome, pretty well handled version of Hulk. That series in general is fantastic, but Hulk is really well handled there too. And of course he's got a lot of cool villains and stuff too, like the leader, You've got some villains that sort of like swap around with different heroes. Like the Absorbing Man is actually originally, I believe, Thor villain, as well as I think the Wrecking Crew too. But Hulk also fights them too. I tend to think of the Absorbing Man more as like a Hulk villain, and same with the Wrecking Crew. But they do fight around. They're not in a committed relationship per se as hero and villain. But it's there's so much fun to be had of Hulk. Such a great and interesting character with this sort of dichotomy, this double side to him that has to work together. Sometimes more than just two sides as well. Multiple different versions of Hulk. Joe Fixit, of course, naturally. And then of course he's got great villains and great stories. I mean, what's there not to love about Hulk? This guy's just great.
I know, especially since kids can relate to him apparently so well.
Just being angry, yeah. Kids are always angry.
But I like that you brought up the fact of Hulk's rogues gallery. It's very weird. He's got a very interesting set of villains. I mean, most of them are like radioactive based villains, like the Abomination, which is just the Hulk with fish ears.
Yeah.
You'd think that like he would face the radioactive foes,
Yeah, exactly.
He's the Hulk.
He's the Gamma Boy himself, yeah.
Well, yeah, of course he's gonna fight like other gamma-based villains, but he also goes up against like people that are magic, interdimensional threats.
To be fair, everyone faces the magic guys at some point.
That's true. He's one time, yeah.
There's at least one magic guy for every hero.
That is true.
True.
Even if it's like a magician magic.
That's true.
Like you got the X-Men, fighting for like mutant rights and everything, and then suddenly, the guy with the magic gemstone shows up.
Just chilling.
Or they end up like fighting like, I don't know, like Baron Mordo. He's like, what? Yep. I'm here to enslave mutants. Why? Because they have superpowers. Are you a mutant? No. What can you do? I'm magic. We have some mutants that are magic too. No, they're not.
I'm the only magic one.
I'm the only magic guy around here, buddy. What about Scarlet Witch? No, she's not magic. It's just she's something. She just inherited it. I learned magic. There's a difference.
This poor guy just wants some validation.
And you got a lot of randomized foes, but it allows Hulk to not feel like he's just fighting the same dude over and over again.
Oh, it's just like another Hulk. Yeah, exactly. Yeah, it's got some variety there.
We need to introduce a villain for the Hulk to fight, since he's one of like the strongest superheroes out there. So who do we get? What if? And hear me out. We got a villain that was exactly like the Hulk, but evil. Yes! Yes!
What color should you
Brilliant!
Yep.
Oh. How about a darker green? Yes! Yes!
Get this man a raise.
Give this guy $1 million.
It's the Hulk, but his calcium is higher and his spines are showing.
Yes.
Yes!
Oh.
We're gonna make so much money.
Oh man, well, yeah, I do really appreciate the sort of variety we see in Hulk's villains. We do get a lot of radioactive villains naturally, but there's a lot of interesting and sometimes lesser known villains too. Like what's the guy's name? Like Tyrannus or whatever. Like this guy from the under the earth, whatever that realm is called. He like comes up. He's like, I'm here to take over the world now. Classic villain stuff right there. He's an interesting guy. Haven't met him personally, but he's pretty cool. Oh, no, not Mole Man, but kind of like Mole Man, I guess. But Tyrannus, he's like, I think he's like, he's trying to bring back the Roman Empire or something like that. Classic stuff like that. Yeah, it's pretty cool. Yeah, there's like a lot of like lesser known villains in Hulk that we don't see very often. Like Tyrannus, I'm not sure if he's where he's been. I think he's in like one of the older Hulk animated series, which is cool. But yeah, so it's really interesting, like seeing all the foes that Hulk has fought throughout the years. They're not just Hulk himself and just like angry version with more spines, but and of course the fishers too, and but yeah, different guys there.
So we spent this time talking about the Hulk and his quote-unquote relatives. What do you think about Dr. Bruce Banner?
Oh yes. Quite a fascinating character as well. Like seeing him deal with this, how he deals with Hulk in different ways. It's always fascinating. Like either sort of bargaining with Hulk, or appeasing him, or sort of trying to work together, trying to figure out a way to make this curse into a cure, and to sort of live harmoniously. It's always very fascinating. Of course, he's got great characteristics too, especially like Edward Norton's Hulk, or Edward Norton's Bruce Banner. I think it's fascinating too. He's sort of like, this guy is trying to keep his emotions suppressed, because if he gets too happy or whatever, too angry or whatever, the Hulk comes out. So I think that's fascinating. But seeing of course Mark Ruffalo's take on Dr. Banner as well is pretty funny. He's sort of this nerdy geeky guy. I think it's just so much fun, especially like the science bros relationship there with Tony and Bruce are quite a fun dynamic there. So I think he's quite a fascinating character himself. It's not just like, oh my god, Bruce Banner, I just want to see Hulk. It's like, I love seeing both. Seeing Bruce and Hulk, I think is great, and they're both very different from each other, so it makes it really interesting, like seeing them, these two, like it's sort of like in a way like a buddy cop film. You got these two different characters, this guy that follows the rules and this loose cannon guy. They have to work together, so I think that's a fun dynamic that plays out very well in a variety of different stories.
Yeah, I agree. It almost seems like they found like the perfect formula for that.
Yeah.
As long as they consistently stay with that and don't help the Hulk and Bruce Banner find any come to some kind of understanding.
Yeah, it's like a constant battle, trying to get the edge over each other, but also still having to work together, like begrudgingly working together in a way. Like like when the villain becomes the good guy for a second, they have to work together. Like they don't like each other. They're like, fine, we'll just deal with each other for now, but we'll go back to squabbling later to fight the bigger bad. Sort of that sort of scenario there, where they just they're not exactly friends most of the time.
Yeah, I like that. Especially, I was gonna say like, I guess Hulk doesn't do that too often, but I suppose that would help the story out, considering that the Hulk, in reality, if he wanted to, just could straight up kill anybody, no matter how superpowered they are.
True.
I kind of wish they would touch upon that. Like, if he really, really wanted to, he could like just turn somebody into dust. Like,
that would be interesting.
completely
Yeah.
into ash.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, they've shown his like OP elements at some point, but it is within the limits of physical strength. Someone could not actually be punched into us. Like he actually has to put in the effort, but he does manage to do it.
Well, yeah, but I'm talking about like because like if you've seen like the Death Battle shows on YouTube, to where like they measure like the power of whatever contestant that they're pitting another contestant to.
Yeah.
They measure like their power levels, they measure like their height, they measure everything. And considering how powerful the Hulk is, if he wanted to, he could basically punch somebody so hard that they just vaporize, like almost as like there's nothing left. Like a normal guy, right? Like say like the military like is fighting the Hulk, right? And then there's a whole bunch of soldiers coming out, and he's just like incredibly pissed. He goes straight up to a guy. He could just flick him, and he's just gone. He doesn't even exist anymore. There's no evidence that this man ever lived if the Hulk wanted to do so.
Yeah, exactly. Sort of like that, Superman in BVS, where Batman's like, oh, this guy is just flying around, but he could just like destroy the entire planet if he wanted to. Sort of that sort of idea there, that this Hulk is just so incredibly strong and dangerous that if he just gets sent off the rails, that he could just annihilate just everything basically. So I think that's it's quite an interesting thing too. Sort of he's like a nuclear bomb basically, overload. So that's pretty cool.
A gamma bomb, if you will.
Yes.
Gamma tsunami.
A time bomb, if you will.
Yes.
What other,
Marvel versus Capcom there.
Yeah.
what other bomb jokes can we incorporate?
An A-bomb, if you will.
A bomb. A bomb, if you will.
Yes.
Yeah, unintentionally making the joke and then saying it for another. Oh man.
All right, cool. So what is your view on the Hulk? Like I was
Ooh.
asking Victor, is like, what do you think? Is he more like a good guy, a bad guy, neither? Maybe a little bit of both, too much.
Oh yeah, I'm gonna throw down some philosophy right here. So he's green. Green starts with G. Good starts with G. He's good. There you go. We're done. No. No, but
I never thought that way.
yeah, basic logic. We white, green, whites. Green, whites mean we can go. So go. Good, go. Green. Yeah, Hulk, good. No, I think he's like a complex character where I feel like if I had to like choose, like check off one box for him, like put him in this one category, I'm organizing my movies. We got the supervillain movies on this side, we got the hero movies on this side. I'm gonna put Hulk in hero because I feel like he can be an anti-hero and perhaps he can do some villainous things too when he's out of control. But I feel like overall, for the most part, that he does have at least like this moral compass in Bruce. I almost said Bruce Wayne. Bruce Banner. I've been thinking about Batman too much. He's got this moral compass in Bruce Banner, and even like Hulk himself, maybe without sort of Bruce's guidance, can also sort of have that moral compass too, that he doesn't want to just destroy the world, that he wants to save it as best as he can and protect the innocents. So I feel like that overall, that's in general that he would be considered a hero, sort of a complicated hero, and perhaps even more leaning in towards more like the grayer area of like say an anti-hero, but I think that I'd personally put him as a hero.
Well, that's good. I'm glad that you found a loophole and kind of like a cheat code to figure out how things are good and bad.
I think about things in color. Star Wars has taught me this. Red, white, saber, bad. Blue, white, saber, good. I just think like that. If the color, if whatever color they are, that determines what how good they are.
Well, what about purple lightsabers?
Oh yeah, that's a good one. Yeah, it's sort of like the in between area, I guess. That's there's a spectrum of colors, I guess.
Mm-hmm. It's a spectrum.
Yeah.
Yep, it can't be too simplistic. Yeah.
Exactly.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Like Iron Man, he has a red suit. I'll give him that. That's kind of evil, but the yellow there, I think offsets it, so it's okay. It's all right.
Yep. Yellow is a little bit of goodness and
Yeah.
Iron Man.
It's like the yellow stoplight. You can either speed up or you can slow down. Sort of like in between. It's like it's not go, it's not stop. That's what the yellow is.
It's the gray area.
It is.
Yellow, so that nobody could get confused.
Exactly. Yeah. Always gotta have that gray area.
Could you imagine just having a gray light instead of a yellow light?
Oh man.
Yep.
Okay, well, thank you very much for sharing that.
Yes, thank you.
A very interesting outlook and viewpoint of the Hulk, especially what he's defined as. I'm gonna have
always
to start,
gotta throw in that color theory in there too, of course.
Yeah, I'm gonna have to start looking at things now with the beginning of the letter beginning at the name.
Yeah, that's the first clue right there.
Yeah, can't believe I missed that this entire time.
Oh man, that's a rookie mistake. You know what happens.
Yeah.
It's like knowing of some more Hulk villains like Tyrannus.
Yeah.
Tyrannus.
Tyrannus.
Dark
Yes.
Tyrannus.
Yes.
And his master is Darth
It's all
Sidious.
connected.
Oh my god.
That guy.
Instant bad guy.
Instant bad guy. There you go. It's all math, basically. Math and writing.
It is.
I gotta find the secret. But until that time, thank you very much again, Christopher, for sharing your what you hate and what you love about the Hulk.
Yes.
Now, I am the last person to go, but that does not mean that I don't get some kind of I want to say brand. That doesn't sound right. That'd be interesting. Like you're the last person. Like, all right, get the brander.
No.
Because if that were the case, we would be branding the last person who went as either the least or the most.
Oh, that's true. We got a new rule.
So
You'd have to like mail a brand to someone's house.
I trust you to do this. All right.
yeah, there's a branding iron, and there's like a little note in there that says, "You know what to do."
Oh,
And there's
man.
like a very very small bottle of vodka, so you can like reduce the pain.
It's the perfect plan.
Okay, so what I'm getting at here is the last person we figure out through the wheel if, even though they're last, are they the least or are they most?
Ooh.
So right now we're going to spin the wheel to see if I am the least or the most for today. And so far we haven't gotten a least yet, so maybe we could get some good luck here.
Oh
today, I
yeah,
guess.
yeah. maybe.
Nope, doesn't look like it.
Oh.
I am the last and the first least of our show.
Perfect.
Which doesn't necessarily mean anything, but it's something since everybody gets something.
There we go.
So, as the last and least for today, I'm going to be telling you, you know what I love? The Incredible Hulk. Here's why. If you were following along with the show, I mentioned quite a few times that one of the series of comic books in Marvel that I grew up with was the Hulk, Spider-Girl, and the Runaways. And the Hulk was the one that I read up the most about, especially since there was like an entire Marvel encyclopedia dedicated to the Hulk and his history. So I'm quite a fan of the Hulk. I really love the character. I wish there were more movies, solo movies with him, but that's kind of just wishful thinking since Disney doesn't like to share their toys.
The pain of being a Hulk fan, just constantly just in limbo without a movie.
The pain! It makes me so angry!
Hulk fans then become the Hulk.
They're gonna make their own movie at this point.
It's Disney's master plan to turn their fans into Hulks and then take down Universal and take back what they want.
Oh man.
Yeah, this is an army of Hulk fans actually becoming the Hulk, just climbing the Universal headquarters.
Man.
I mean, if you've seen at Universal, there's like little snippets of it's supposed to describe like what's gonna happen like during the Incredible Hulk ride, and it shows like these people that walk in and then they get infused with gamma radiation like as a quote-unquote test, and they become Hulks themselves. So maybe Universal is just trying to warn people of what's going to come in the future.
Oh my god. Man, they see the future. They know what's happening.
Exactly. Yeah, they know what's coming.
Oh
They're
my
trying
God.
to prevent it, but no one's listening.
Gotta listen to them, guys.
We're telling you first, please. You gotta believe us.
Oh.
But
Man.
so
I also grew up on World War Hulk, actually.
do you like it?
Yeah, for sure. Like it was like one of my first comics.
Oh man, yeah.
Like of this whole story, a whole bunch of Hulks, and I really knew who these people were until researching later. But at the time, it was cool. All these Hulks.
Hulking out.
All these iconic heroes becoming Hulks.
Yeah,
Spider Hulk, and, Thor Hulk, and a Captain America Hulk.
Oh.
I didn't know it was Bucky at the time, but yeah, I was just Steve is the Hulk.
I never would have imagined something like that. I can imagine Captain America, Thor, Spider-Man, but not a Winter Soldier Hulk. I think that would just be goofy. Imagine he's big and all, but his robotic arm just stays
Same size.
Apparently, the robotic arm was also growing with him for some reason.
Fuck off.
Oh my god.
Do you realize what they took from us?
Oh man. That would have been so comical. It's like that one guy in Arkham City, what's his name? Mr. Hammer or whatever, he's got the small arm or something.
No, he doesn't have a small arm.
I think it was one of the other Titan soldiers that like had it, like they had their own like discount super soldier serum that is injected in someone that one arm is like smaller than the other arm.
Yes.
Yeah, the characters that you're thinking of, they're twins, so they're like Russian twins, and they were conjoined twins. But they got separated, so that's why they only have like one arm each. But
Oh,
the Titan,
that's right. Yeah, I see.
the Titan monsters. They probably do have like tiny arms or tiny fingers somewhere, because that's just a whole mess of like venom infused monsters with steroids. So I wouldn't put it past them. They probably have like I can imagine like one of the Titan monsters in Arkham Asylum like growing except like a leg, and so they're just like stumping, and that's like the
That's all he's got.
Batman to like figure out. I was like, oh, that's how I take it now. So you just pick on the leg that is like basically deformed.
Oh, this poor guy. Didn't take enough of the serum, I guess.
It's not even like mutated at all. He just breaks the leg, and like the guy can't move anywhere. It's like, oh great, that finding a formula for that steroid was kind of pointless.
Oh man.
But yeah, where was I on? Yeah. Okay, so I was growing up in high school, reading all about the Hulk, and I wanted to learn more about the Hulk, and that led me to one of my favorite video games back then. It has such a long title, but whatever.
Hulk Ultimate Destruction?
Exactly. The Incredible Hulk Ultimate Destruction.
Oh, that's a classic right there.
Probably one of my favorite Hulk stories.
Oh my god.
And I don't think it delivers on like on handling like the duality of the Hulk and Bruce Banner 100%. I mean, it's prevalent. It's there, especially like when one of the bosses show up, known as the Devil Hulk, which is more of like a subconscious enemy. It's like, yeah, it's supposed to be like the next evolutionary step of the Hulk, of like, this is what the Hulk's gonna look like if Bruce Banner allows him to evolve. So it basically looks like a mini Godzilla.
Hey, wait a minute! You don't look like Maestro.
But yeah,
Where's your beard, man?
Yep. You should have actually been a giant kaiju with a beard.
Oh my god.
and people get him confused for Fin Fang Foom.
I'm not Fing Fang Foom. I'm Maestro.
I'm brown. I'm not green anymore.
Yep. Goes from green to brown, like the sewage. His sewage Hulk.
Sewage Hulk.
Oh my god.
That's basically just Man Thing.
Yep.
But yeah, that's one of my favorite stories of the Hulk, and I think that was like really the kicker of what got me into loving the Incredible Hulk. As we mentioned already, there is a duality between Bruce Banner and the Hulk, which as we mentioned already, doesn't seem like they really ever resolved that, unless like you read like, I don't know, like Professor Hulk or Endgame, but that we don't get to see the story of how Bruce Banner and the Hulk accepted each other to be one person, basically. Maybe there is a comic to where it does explain that, like in its own story, which I haven't seen and I don't know the name of, so hopefully I'll find something about that. But
I mean, sadly, video games haven't had too much continuations, at least until recently, with the Marvel's Avengers game and the Spider-Man one.
Everybody loved that Avengers game. Am I right, fellas?
Oh.
Yeah. I mean, they have had like extended like material, but yeah, earlier games have not. Yeah. That game, of course, did have its own Hulk story, but it's far more brief because it's an Avengers title. Typically, they don't like give Hulk his own story all the way there.
This poor guy, swimming in the shadows.
But something that really intrigues me about the Hulk is that this isn't, from what I remember, I think they did this in the Hulk movie in 2003. where they talk about how abusive Bruce Banner's dad was towards him.
Yeah. That's the only time it ever happened outside of comics. Was that movie.
Yeah, that's weird.
Yeah, but like in the comics, it shows like he was like a really bad dude. Like he when he was a baby, he like hit him so hard he flung him across the room, which was like older comics back then. But still, the idea that he was really abused and like that trauma takes the form of a giant green rage monster. I really wish that they would touch more upon that, because the reason as to why the Hulk acts the way he. Okay, so you know what I hate about the Hulk? This thing that's gonna happen next. Okay, so what I really I feel like I'm missing. Like I said, there could be interpretation out there, or like some kind of like comic book or cartoon or video game that dives deeper into this. But like the reason why the Hulk acts the way he does, he acts childish. He doesn't really talk. And he's just like throwing a temper tantrum all the time, is because he's basically the embodiment of the trauma that Bruce Banner went through as a kid. So it's kind of like that repressed child that never lashed out, that never stood up for himself, now completely out of control and unleashed. And the reason as to I think like I mean it's all supposed to be a metaphor, like you were talking about, Christopher, like with the Jekyll and Hyde thing.
Yeah.
But I think it is like the reason why the Hulk is the way he is. It's like a perfect combination of depending on the on who's writing the Hulk. It's like the super soldier serum and gamma radiation, but more likely gamma radiation that really like finally pushes like all of his feelings out of him, because and then like it's like that perfect cocktail of making the Hulk what he is, and that's why he's so unique. It's kind of like it feels like to me that the Hulk himself is supposed to be like a 1 in a million kind of being, I suppose, like a creature, because we unless it's like Hulk related, I haven't noticed anything else in Marvel to where like there's like a big accident to where it basically gives a character DID and they turn and metamorphosize into something else whenever they are feeling certain emotions. I could be wrong, since Marvel has like a vast collection of superheroes and villains.
Oh,
but like I was saying, unless it's relating to the Hulk, I don't see like that with like even like Moon Knight. Like Moon Knight is like kind of like a basket case of like a whole bunch of stuff, and I don't really know all that much about Moon Knight, but it doesn't seem like to me he doesn't have powers, right? He's more like Batman. Right?
Yeah. Just,
I mean, some of it it's ambiguous whether it comes from like his head or like being chosen by great god Khonshu.
Yeah.
And yeah, you also have Legion, where it's ambiguous of whether it's his DID or his mutant powers. Like it's always left ambiguous. While for Hulk is rather clear.
Yeah.
But it is.
So I wish like interpretations of the Hulk would touch more upon that. Like maybe I don't know, like the Hulk like knows like how to come to peace with Bruce Banner, and Banner doesn't know that, but the Hulk refuses because he's just childish the entire time. And I think that's why children are able to relate to Hulk so much, is because he's basically just one big child, and it shows his behavior like that, especially like in Thor Ragnarok, like how he doesn't speak in complete sentences, and how he kind of just like he acts like a little kid around Thor, especially like telling him like to stay, or if he gets upset like that Thor's leaving, or if he like wants to play with him or something like that, or if, like trying to prove that he's stronger in a fight. So I really wish that they like touch more upon that, especially since the character of Bruce Banner is truly a tragic one. I feel like the closest thing that really comes to that is probably like the TV show back in the day where Lou Ferrigno was the Hulk, because it always shows basically like it's not Bruce Banner, it's David Banner for some.
Yeah.
but you have like that meme. It's probably like an old meme now, but like that joke to where like it shows like Bruce Banner like walking off in the distance and there's sad music playing.
yeah.
I feel like that show kind of like really like shows more of the nature and like the curse of being the Incredible Hulk, because Bruce Banner can't really have a normal life based on his emotions and based on the fact that he can't seem to figure out how to come to terms with the Hulk. So because of that, he's basically all by himself with a person that he doesn't want to be around, and he can't really communicate with all that time. So it really, I think like that show really like shows like the frustrating relationship that Bruce Banner basically has with himself, because it really is like a truly dangerous thing to be him.
Yeah, that's a good point. Yeah, it doesn't. We don't see that too much in media these days, especially, you know, Hulk is kind of relegated to more of a side character, like supporting character these days, sadly, in terms of in movies and stuff. And yeah, but yeah, that's a good point. That old show really had a lot of stuff going for it there. Really understood.
Yeah, to make a long story short.
Yeah.
But,
it was also episodic, so
Yeah, that's true. That's true. That is very helpful.
yeah, very helpful to make something episodic. Something apparently Disney is forgetting to do, or Universal on that matter. But that's neither here or there. We can talk about that some other time. But yeah, I really wish that they would dive eventually when they start doing more. What is it? What's the word? It just like slipped my mind. When they work on the Hulk a bit more, like for like the mainstream media, that they dive deeper into the trauma and the tragedy of Bruce Banner. That shows him why he's the Hulk and why he has to be this way, or why he is the way that he is, because he's like I mentioned, he's like a 1 in a million kind of character.
Yeah. Oh, absolutely. Yeah, that'd be nice to see. Yeah.
And not to say that other characters in Marvel aren't one of kind too, but like it seemed like when it comes to Bruce Banner, the Hulk, they have a very specific reason as to why they're special.
Yeah. Oh, exactly. Yeah, I think you perfectly explained that. Yeah, that's he's just quite unique and just like you said, you know, just one of a kind, just in the way that his origin works out and just how everything comes together and pieces together to make this character that's just like unlike any of the other characters that we've seen before. And it seems like this is his story right here. This couldn't be anybody else's story. This is Bruce Banner's story / the Hulk story.
Well, yeah, and like he's not like any other superhero out there because of his condition. He's not like Iron Man, to where like he realizes his mistakes and is atoning for them now, or like Thor, to where like he realizes he was basically just a child and he has to grow up.
Mm-hmm.
Bruce Banner can't do that. He has to like stay calm all the time. He can't like notice like his mistakes and atone for them like anybody else can. He has to live a certain way, unless he doesn't care about hurting people, which is a big thing for Bruce Banner, is that he cares a lot for people and cares probably a little too much. So and I think that's one of the things that adds to the tragedy of Bruce Banner, is that he can't be like anybody else at all.
Yeah, it's like 24/7 Hulk duty. He's always got to babysit this guy. You know, can't fully live his life.
Mm-hmm. He can't get married. He can't have kids. He physically can't. Otherwise, he'd kill the person he's trying to make kids with.
Yeah.
I like that little detail in the movie. But yeah, he can't do that. He can't have friends for too long. Otherwise, they risk possibly getting killed just by being around him. Either,
I mean, let's be real. Those are excuses that Bruce pulls. The real reason that he doesn't want to have kids is the fact that he knows that they'll become cannibals in Wolverine's future.
Yeah, I completely forgot about that in Old Man Logan. when they're just a bunch of rednecks. He doesn't care anymore. It's just like, all right, you kids go on have fun now. You go bully them kids about getting your money. That's how you're gonna make it in this world.
Yep. Like that's the real reason Bruce doesn't want to have kids. He wants to prevent that future one step at a time.
Yeah, like someone showed him like through a vision, and he's like, nope, that's not gonna, nope.
No, never mind. We're not doing that.
So, bye. And he just leaves, and the sad music plays again as he's like, he's trying to hitchhike, like as he always does in the show.
He does it in the cartoon too. It's a constant Bruce Banner hitchhike.
Yeah, he just loves hitchhiking.
It's the practical way to get around when you're
It really is,
giant
yeah, it saves
green
some
rage
gas.
monster.
Yeah, especially in this economy.
I just wonder if like he's ever gotten a ride to where he's hitchhiking and someone picks him up and like it's like one of those like over exaggerated like left or like leaning left or leaning right people to where they're listening like I don't know like Alex Jones or something like or someone like Alex Jones and like
Oh my god.
comfortable about like the stuff like the guy says and like the guy's like oh yeah preach come on man like, hey you agree with me on this yeah sure and like he just eventually like says something like bad about like mutants or something like that and he has to remain calm otherwise he's gonna kill this guy instantly just by getting upset.
Oh god.
Yep. Oh my
Preach.
god.
Amen. Yeah, sure. Whoa.
That's like my mindset all the time, and I don't even have to worry about turning into a green rage monster.
Absolutely.
But yeah, I think I just basically said what I had to say. Feel satisfied for the moment until I remember something that I wanted to talk about, and that's gonna just keep me up all day.
That was some good stuff though, yeah.
No, thank you. Since I can't think of anything else for the moment, is there anything else you guys wanted to say about the Hulk before we sign off?
Let's say, yeah, the one thing that I hate that I know I'll get on like someone's anger list, turning into the Hulk and smashing my house. I do not like Edward Norton's Bruce Banner.
Okay.
I do
Tell us
not.
why.
Well, the thing with him is that I don't know, like he had some moments of it for sure. I didn't think he was like completely without it, and I'm not just blaming it on like the nature of the actor being controlling of the work. You know, for instance, the whole thing of like you could not mention the Abomination in the movie. Yep. Apparently that was the case, which is why like the nod was only made when he was gone from like the leader's lab in the film. Like, you know, he was transformed into the Abomination. The leader warned him of going like, "You'll be an abomination."
Of course.
That was only said when Bruce Banner was gone. Like,
Oh my god.
made sure he was safe in the trailer before they filmed it.
I know, right? But it's funny. In the comics, actually, Ross is the one that comes up with the name because he's like someone stop that abomination, and I guess it's stuck, even though it's a kind of
Yeah, that's
long
pretty good. I like that.
Like, yeah, it's such a generic for A's there, ironically, that like it just like
It
stuck
just works.
on it.
Oh.
Yep, everyone was stuck with it by that point.
He said it! He said it!
Oh my god,
He said
it's
the
there,
word!
it's there. It's like during the height of the hate squad, it's like the way they just like worked around things, like they didn't specifically say what it was, we just like infer it, just like that's what they had to do at that point.
It's kind of funny. It would be like if like for other characters that would also happen. Like
He's got an iron suit and he's a man.
Like J. Jonah Jameson goes, "I want that Spider Menace." Oh, that's a good title. You should call him that now.
Oh my god.
Spider Menace coming soon.
Yeah, that always pissed me off when like people are afraid to say like the superheroes' names or like come up with them. It's like that's what you do. Just like come up with like a nickname and then have it stick. Like, although I don't think it was like a good delivery, but in Man of Steel, like there looks like it's like, so General, we're tracking Superman like over in like the Indian Ocean. It's like Superman. It's like, yeah, that's what the guys are calling him. We gotta call him something.
Yeah, he's gotta have a name, you know.
Yeah.
Yeah. We can't just call him Blue Guy.
Blue
guy,
Man.
hey.
Blue Man's over at the Indian Ocean. Blue Man Group's over at the Indian Ocean. No, not
Get a
Blue Man
ticket.
Group. Blue Man. Super guy. Superman. We're just calling him Superman. Not Blue. Oh, damn. I want to see Blue Man Group.
Oh man.
But yeah, like I'd rather take something like that over than like them not recognize or like trying to like just ignore the name the entire time. Like in Wonder Woman, they never say Wonder Woman in the movies, except like, the Snyder cut. But that wasn't even a theatrical release. So it's like, well, what do we call this superhero? Well, we'll figure it out.
Yeah. We'll just give it some time. The name will come eventually.
Yeah, because like in other movies, they just like like recent interpretations of like superhero movies, like say like an Aquaman or like I don't know, like Captain America, they just straight up say it's like hey, it's the Aquaman, and he's like, okay, that's pretty cool. I mean, there's only one of him. It's like, it's Captain America. It's like, hey, it's that guy from World War II. It's like Captain America, awesome.
Oh.
Yep. And they had to like go through this whole thing of like explaining his actual rank of being a captain. So it's kind of self-explanatory at that point, you know.
Yeah.
He's a captain. He fights for America. So
shouldn't that guy be a general right now? He refuses to change the title. That's just what he wants. Just
the instant he gets promoted, it's Marvel Zombies. Just be quiet about
Colonel
it.
America. Yeah, exactly.
Do you want to turn the world into zombies? No, then shut up.
Trust me, this can only go one way.
Yep. That was the catalyst. That's like the what if of Marvel Zombies. That was
the initiation point.
Yeah, that was the butterfly effect that changed everything.
Yep.
He's Captain.
Congratulations, Cap. You just got promoted. Things will get better from here.
Everything is gonna go well.
And then the Watcher's like, everything did not.
Everything did not go well. Oh.
Yeah,
Well,
and the Hulk naming scheme. It ultimately happened, yeah, with Edward Norton. But that isn't the only reason I don't like him. It's also just the fact that, I don't know, the way he carries himself is not really like very cautious but sarcastic Dr. Bruce Banner.
I agree. It just seems like he's just playing Edward Norton.
Sure, yeah.
He has like too
Fight
much
Club
confidence
Yeah.
in the role.
Yeah, it seems like it's like too much of a personal act rather than like say Mark Ruffalo when he's literally like physically like crumpling himself up. It's like, oh, he's like a whimpering little dog. He's like, hey guys, is this a code green? Do you guys need my help?
And it definitely works for him, but he can also own a situation too, just as much. The sarcasm of Dr. Bruce Banner. Which lends to the character rather well. I mean, and he was a far older right off the bat, but that's okay because they like said outright in the Incredible Hulk that this is an experienced Dr. Bruce Banner.
Yeah,
It's likely because of the 2003 movie only being like 5 years before it.
True.
Like they had to like, you know, it's sort of like a Spider-Man introduced in Civil War. Like everyone knew the story at that point.
Yeah, it's alright. We get it now. Yeah.
do we? This is like the third Spider-Man movie that's like rebooted. Do we have to show Uncle Ben getting shot? No, it's fine. Everybody gets a point. Just go ahead, do whatever you want.
Oh.
But if you get the no, okay.
No. We don't do that here.
And yeah, same thing with Dr. Bruce Banner. Everyone knows how he became the Hulk ultimately. So.
Yeah.
You know, ended itself to not really being an origin story, but just sort of crash in the middle of it. And yeah, that's is ultimately who I prefer playing the Hulk, Mark Ruffalo, and Fred Tassio-Olori, of course, being one of my favorite Hulk voices.
Yes. Oh, he's fantastic.
Personally, I prefer Neil McDonough, but he doesn't really do that anymore.
Yeah.
I mean, old voices aren't really like disqualified, you know.
Disqualified if they aren't past the year 2000, they don't count.
Yep, they don't exist anymore.
Gone.
They just fade away like an Infinity War.
Yeah, some guy only born in 2000 onward just snaps his fingers and then they're all gone.
Oh no.
He realizes he was born in 1999 and then he also dies.
Oh no.
That'd be hilarious.
Yeah,
Yes.
Okay.
because it was on New Year's Day.
Oh, so close, so close.
God. Anyway, we're pushing up an hour and a half, and usually we try to give this at an hour. So we're just gonna wrap things up here. I know I keep forgetting to introduce myself, so we shall introduce ourselves at the outro. I have been your host, the Funny Hatter, and figuratively to my left is
The X-Men, Victor X.
Hey.
I'm glad one of you said something.
Yeah, we're not gonna embarrass you twice.
And figuratively to my right is
It's me, Christopher. Hello. Goodbye.
okay. Hello and goodbye.
Goodbye.
Time to me at the Hulk at last. Final moments.
And don't forget to smash that subscribe button on audio and
Oh no.
Smashing the pun.
we will not have that cringe on this channel. I actually made a meme. I'll say this real quick and then I'll end it here. But I made a meme to where it shows the from this Doctor Strange trailer for Multiverse of Madness when he says the evil Doctor Strange says things just got out of hand. I changed it to things just became cringe.
Oh.
So
For-
remember, no cringe here.
No.
No cringe on the.
Or evil
Marvel.
Doctor Strange will get you.
Yeah, evil Doctor Strange will get you.
Oh god.
So
that's the main lesson here.
It is.
moral of the story: no cringe. Whatever. Okay. Bye bye.
Bye.
Bye.